structures that are in danger, imminent danger. I want you guys to get your people out of there and move back to Yamaha shop at this time. I have a water supply set up at Berkshire. Do you want us to relocate there? That's affirmative. Let's go ahead and protect Berkshire.
Fire's blown up. It's a full running crown fire, 100, 150 foot flame length.
The smoke just turns the blackest that you've ever seen.
My home is gone. All gone.
You seen a guy's house, it just came right up to it, and boy, it just torched it like a little cinder box.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
The house burned.
Oh my gosh.
The fire's coming this way and it's coming real quick, okay?
We're pulling the firefighters out. It's just too dangerous to have them in there.
We heard it would be a bad fire season, but never did we expect anything quite like this. Good evening, I'm Jason Moore. Tonight, for the next half hour, Channel 2 News will take a look back at Alaska's most destructive wildfire and the small community which would pay the price. Big Lake is a place where dreams come true, a place of beauty and escape. June 2nd, a Sunday afternoon, firefighters attack a small brush fire in nearby Houston. It appears insignificant, but Big Lake is a time bomb waiting to explode. 24 hours later, the winds pick up. This place of beauty is about to turn ugly.
I requested that from air attack, east-west drop. Across the head, we've got multiple spots in here. We've got 3 engines in there.
We had a fire that basically in the middle of the fire from yesterday that started off again. It blew up in there. When it did, it jumped across the lines that had been established.
Fed by dry spruce trees and swirling winds, the fire takes on a mind of its own.
We had a very bizarre wind. We had winds out of the northeast, which is almost unheard of.
Fires crossing Big Lake Road at Kenlarb, full crown, structure involved.
The priorities are life right now, property, and then objectives. We can't establish any objectives because the fire is moving too radically.
The fire moves fast and furious. Evacuation orders and roadblocks funnel people out of the fire area.
You got 2 choices. You can sit here and watch the show or turn around and go back north.
It didn't used to come all the way through, but it may now.
Still, some homeowners refuse to leave.
We got Shotgun, we got Knight's Way, we got all those areas pretty much clear. What's been happening is they've been whipping, going back down Beaver Lake, turning on Prince, and then going right back into their house.
We've got pulling 4-wheelers and trucks that barely run. We're just getting them out here so that we can save what we've got.
I figure I'm plumb growed. I can make my own decisions. I'll leave when it gets bad.
Small contingents of volunteer firefighters find themselves outmatched, helpless to stop the spread of the flames. Even the state's most effective firefighting machines could do little. Those inside the fire lines were losing the battle.
Sprinklers on my roofs, and I got them on my bird buildings, and it just got so hot in there. I got to leave. I got to go. You know, my wife's sitting on down here, so I got to go.
Those outside watched and worried.
I'm just saying a lot of prayers for my husband, my 3 boys that are down there trying to save our home.
Right now we're just in the main path. It's about on top of our house. If it goes, it'll all go.
For 2 days, the fire would rage on, unstoppable, wiping out homes by the hundreds. Alaska needed help. An army of more than 1,000 firefighters from the lower 48 deployed to Big Lake, a place most had never even heard of. But the reinforcements came too late for many. The damage had already been done. When we come back, the people, first forced to flee, and then returning to destruction.
It's still rolling pretty good this way.
I left my home with nothing but my dog, my grandparents, and my daughter.
First, they were forced out, not allowed to return.
The hardest part has been not knowing if my home is still standing or not.
Cindy Estes, one of the hundreds with nowhere else to go.
In 1 hour, we've had the shelter population grow from 150 to 250, and it is still growing.
The Red Cross turned Wasilla High School into home for the evacuees.
You can pick out a stuffed animal and
Volunteers tried to relieve the misery and uncertainty.
Fire's direction is moving west with a little bit of veering to the north. It has been through Beaver Lakes and is headed toward Horseshoe.
But don't forget that there's a possibility of evacuation. And so that's the scenario here right now. The firefighters
The area is closed to that recreation area is closed. Burma Road, all of that area. So
for 2 days, they waited, unable to return, not knowing.
You're told, get out, and you see this wall of flames, but nobody knows. They can't tell you, is everything that you've worked your entire life destroyed? You don't know what's left, and nobody will give you that information. So it's like being held told to balance yourself on a pin, and you can't fall off. And the stress is just horrendous.
So you're doing this at your own risk, okay? You have 3 hours in the area.
Finally, they could stand in line for a permit to return home. What many found would break their hearts.
It's unbelievable. This is all my property here. There was a house over there, next door neighbors. This was an RV storage shed. Next to it was a greenhouse. And next to it was a 3-car garage. And then out toward the lake, there was a 2-story home for last Monday.
Lynn and Nancy Richieson lost their retirement home, their sanctuary.
It's still smoking. Look at the photo of the dog. Poor dad.
What once was their world is now nothing more than charred remains.
That's probably pictures of our life in Alaska right there. Just ash.
The same story played out time and time again in Big Lake.
Used to be a 3-car garage. 3-bedroom house. All gone.
I looked like somebody threw everything, dug a hole and threw a bunch of trash in it and lit it.
Hi.
I got a cup my best friend made me and just gave to me for Mother's Day. It's all I have left of my kitchen stuff. It's all gone.
Big Lake volunteer firefighter Brian Cobb can sympathize with the victims. He tried to save their homes.
First night we stopped the fire back here. The second night the next morning it just raged through here.
While Cobb fought to save other homes,
Right here's where basically I had my bed, kitchen area went out.
he lost his own.
I didn't know if I should make the call to abandon my job or to come home. Guess I'll never know if I made the right choice. We were missing our fire dog. She's a Dalmatian. She's pretty much like one of the family. So.
Something else is missing from Big Lake, the Klondike Inn, one of the area's largest resorts.
We always worried about the fire from within. But I've never seen any, none of us have seen anything, none of my staff, none of us have seen anything like this, especially this crazy fire.
The Klondike owners fought for their inn. The flames overwhelmed them.
There was fire over here, the fire here, then finally it moved in on us. We were surrounded by fire last night.
The fire claimed more than 300 buildings in all. So much loss, so much pain.
It's always been a place that when you came here, you never wanted to leave.
When we come back, hotshot fire crews head into the woods to snuff out the flames, and the amazing stories of homeowners who waged battle against this fire. For 4 days, the air assault against the Big Lake fire continued, but it would take more to put this fire out.
I would feel pretty confident what we can do.
It's easy to be confident when your title is hotshot. Hotshot crews from all over the western United States came to fight fire in Big Lake.
Oh, they put you in areas where the most danger and also the greatest rate of spread, and we're trained for it.
You don't get to be a hotshot by walking slow or carrying a light load.
I've been doing it for about 8 or 9 years now, and I still love this.
What you do is you try to get the coals out, because the flare-ups start to continue. The wind will come down, blow in here, and shoot up the flames. So when we put them out, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these fires restart, is you got this happening, the RH drops, shoots up into this burnt stuff, and it just burns like crazy.
Standing on a very, very hot spot here.
Trying to keep the fire out of this green finger, because it gets a run from the green finger and bumps our line, it could spot over. So that's a strategy in the handbasket.
Other fire lines are manned by crews from rural Alaska.
We're working 50 to 100 feet in, and we got to contain all these hot spots.
At the same time, firefighters were finally able to put up a defense around homes.
We're just jumping around trying to save as many homes as we can. Water supply is pretty good and doing our best. It's kind of discouraging when you lose the structure, but it's a struggle out here, but we're getting her.
8 days after the fire started, authorities declared it contained. The fight had been won, but the victory would be bittersweet.
Your cabin's fine. Look, it's okay.
I don't believe it. There was 3 cords of wood sitting there. Yeah. It burned the wood and left the house. The Lord has a merciful hand.
Bob Teedy's cabin was spared, but while checking it, he noticed fire threatening a neighbor's cabin. Teedy and 2 friends went into action.
If we hit it, we can get you down. The house is burning. Yeah, on the other side. There, I get some water here. Dog, I'm doing it.
Bob Teedy is the kind of neighbor everyone wants, but he wasn't alone in fighting to save his property. These are the people who resisted the evacuation orders or maneuvered around the roadblocks. For whatever reason, they stayed behind the lines to save their homes.
When you get to living in an area for a while, you get to know who travels it. And I was worried about thieves and looters. Had there already been some in here?
Well, we just, did as good as we could with the little bit of resources we had.
Iditarod champion Martin Boozer's voice is nearly gone. His eyes are bloodshot, but his Big Lake home stands. Boozer fought the flames from his front yard.
It was like David and Goliath, I was standing against walls of flames easily 50 feet tall, roaring at us, and I would just spray that water. And miraculously enough, even that little bit of water would help a tremendous amount.
Boozer evacuated his 80-plus sled dogs to an island in Big Lake. He threw his racing gear into the lake and then returned to save his home. As the fire was closing in on Boozer's home, he decided he needed some reinforcements. He came to a nearby fire station at Big Lake and found this truck. Problem was, it was inside and the door was locked.
The smoke inside the fire hall was getting so bad, we decided just to drive the truck, and make a B-rated movie and drive the darn truck right through the door.
Tire marks soil what's left of the garage door.
I keep saying I don't want to fight a lot, but when I pick a fight, I want to win it.
Martin Boozer won his fight, but for those who didn't, help was on the way. When we come back, the incredible show of support for fire victims.
Cream of celery. I have a box right here. Cream of celery. Broccoli is down here.
Loretta McCarthy probably has better things to do than sort soup cans.
Campbell's Soup and I aren't going to have anything in common for the next couple of months.
McCarthy is helping at the Red Cross shelter because she has something in common with the hundreds of victims here. She knows it could have been her.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these people, my son was, he's a lineman out there, and he said, Ma, I go by one house, it's there. 2 hours later, it's gone. That could be my house. Anyway.
We've got assorted fruits and vegetables here. I just took a box down there that had assorted vegetables in it.
People gave their time. They gave their money and goods. And to some, they gave their strength.
We had people show up yesterday. I don't even know who told them to come. They just showed up. And they said, well, so-and-so who knows so-and-so said, we need to come in and give you a hand. You need help? And if it hadn't been for all these people the last few days, dragging hoses at midnight and 2 and 3 in the morning and looking for hot spots and fighting walls of fire, we wouldn't have made it.
Fires focus attention on what was lost. But the Mat-Su Valley found something during this ordeal, something that made the loss a little easier to bear.
We've never been through anything like this. The Red Cross has been wonderful. They've been great. All the firefighters, they couldn't do any more than what they've done. They were great.
Governor Tony Knowles would make several visits to the Red Cross shelter.
Finally get the fire out, people are allowed to go back in. How is the state going to help us get set back up? I mean, we've already had problems with our insurance company. Basically heard about the fire, called us, and said, "Oh, by the way, we decided to cancel your policy."
They can't do that.
We're scared. We're afraid to even go to our insurance company. We don't know what to do.
The governor promises relief for fire victims is on the way.
This is the largest natural disaster fire in Alaska's history, but also in terms of America right now, this is the #1 natural disaster that's occurring.
Because we gave up on my place. I mean, we got it wet, but we couldn't stay because of the heat and because of the smoke. I mean, we don't know what our losses are yet.
Iditarod Elementary School.
As long as there's a need for these people to come in and get this type of assistance, we'll keep it open.
A gathering of governments, local, state, federal, ready to help people like Craig Graham.
Yeah, we got a mountain of paperwork here we got to go home and fill out and then come back.
Graham is the owner of what once was a second-hand store called One Man's Treasures. It's one man's nightmare now. Graham did not have fire insurance. He learned about a low-interest loan he could get to rebuild his treasure, but he doesn't know how he'd pay for that loan.
The business is gone, and so, there's not going to be any income coming in there for, for a while until it's back up. It'd take me, even my store, if we rebuild it here in the next couple of months, it's going to take me until next spring to get any inventory to even start making any money from it.
The origin is out in this area, right in here.
Meantime, fire investigators are zeroing in on what caused the blaze. Officials say it appears fireworks were involved and that it was intentionally set. That determination is doing little to deflect criticism away from firefighters.
Fire department goes through and they just let them burn. They chase the people out, and I don't think it's right.
A bitterness lingers among some Big Lake residents, upset they were forced to evacuate, not given a chance to save their homes.
The weather caught everybody by surprise.
Mark Bertels is the first fire commander on scene. It was under his watch the fire flared out of its containment lines Monday night.
In my 14 years of experience, I've never experienced what transpired a week ago.
He stands by his decision to evacuate residents and order firefighters to retreat.
At that time, I never would have called anybody to attack the front of that fire. That would have been irresponsible, and it could have created a major disaster.
To the firefighters' credit, if they erred, it was on the side of caution. Miraculously, no one was killed, and only 2 firefighters suffered burns. Already, Big Lake is rebuilding itself. The owners of the Klondike Inn hope to reopen in August. In time, the wounds will heal. In time, Big Lake will be a place for dreams and not despair.
Our life right now, property, and then objectives.
And then finally today, what helped me close the street? Run a hose out of there to get some of this underground fire going.
David and Goliath, I was standing against walls of flames, easily 50 feet tall, roaring at us, and I would just spray that water.
If you'd like to order a copy of Channel 2's Wildfire, call 762-9202. The cost is $20, and all proceeds go to fire victims who lost their homes in the Millers Reach fire. Or you can write to Wildfire Video, at KTUU TV, 701 East Tudor Road, Suite 220, Anchorage 99503. All checks should be made out to the Salvation Army.